conservation has been a topic of discussion in Hong Kong. Revitalizing a historic building is not always done for nostalgic reasons. Doing so can also enrich the history of a place. From the valuable collections of rare cameras, books, and prints inside this Art Deco Grade 3 historic building, you can appreciate photography and heritage conservation from a whole new angle.
We have 3 floors in this heritage building. On the ground floor and the first floor, we have exhibition areas for photographers to show their works. So from time to time, we'll be organizing different exhibitions of photographs on these 2 floors. And on the top floor, we have a section which is the home of a library collection of photo books. And we also have exhibition areas for vintage cameras as well. We want to bring a total experience, to visitors here on photography. We hope to create this experience all under one roof.
Through the vast display of vintage cameras in the historical building, both photography devotees and general public can appreciate the art form from a different perspective. The prestigious collection of cameras on display here includes the same models used by legendary photographers like Henri Cartier-Bresson and Annie Leibovitz to shoot some of 20th century's most defining images, allowing visitors to have a better understanding of the evolution of the device.
Douglas, obviously there are some great collectibles in this place. Is there one item that is especially significant to you?
Yes, Desmond. There are many attractive models here, but if I have to pick one, I would like to pick this very special model, which was actually this is the first one built with the serial number 700001.
Wow.
So this is the first one that it was sold to the public, and as a result, of course, it's very significant being the very first one.
Do you still use this camera?
No, because this is really a collectible, and I use subsequent models, but this one is more for display.
The 2 rangefinder cameras here were owned by camera creator Willie Stein. The one numbered 700001 has its historical significance, but the one numbered 700066 has a unique feature, a tailor-made leather body cover.
Understanding the intricate mechanics of a camera is one way to enjoy photography, but just because you own a really nice camera doesn't guarantee that you take good pictures. Of course, a photographer's skills and eye for beauty are also really important.
With a career spanning over 60 years, Elliot Erwitt has some of the most iconic, era-defining photographs of the 20th century under his belt. From Jacqueline Kennedy at the funeral of her husband to Richard Nixon meeting Nikita Khrushchev in Moscow, and snapshots of Marilyn Monroe, the legendary photographer's portfolio ranges from editorial and commercial to personal images, and each reveals his emotional connection and whimsical approach to the subject.
Elliot, thank you very much for joining us here in Hong Kong. I want to ask you, you've had a long and distinguished career as a photojournalist and commercial photographer, but of course you're also very well known for your personal snapshots. What genre do you want to be known for?
Oh, I don't worry about that. You can know me in any way that you prefer. I suppose my personal work has the edge, but I'm not ashamed of my professional work either. So, take your choice.
In our digital age, it seems cameras and photography are more accessible than ever, and sometimes it seems our world is drowning in images. What do you think of this phenomenon?
It's unfortunate because most of the images are not very interesting. There's not a culture yet for, I think, understanding what a good image is by the general public. And I guess the fact that it's so easy to produce images now has made it difficult to understand good images.
That leads perfectly into my last question. How would you define photography, and how would you define good photography?
Good photography is photography that communicates, that instructs or gives you some kind of an emotion, a good one or a bad one, something that resonates, something that affects you in some way or other. And bad photography doesn't do anything, it just sits there.
If you're equally passionate about photography and heritage conservation, a trip to the museum will surely broaden your horizons. In this Art Deco building, you can find great images, vintage cameras, and rare photography books. What's not to enjoy? What makes a perfect gentleman? Your behavior, your status, your style or appearance? We all have our own definition of the word gentleman, but what exactly